What's up, guys? Welcome to Sunday Night Live Memorial Day edition. So we got
all the vets out there, much respect and much love.
We got Crypto Terry here.
Sir.
We got Just Your Map, and we got Crypto Pride.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
How was your weekend, Crypto Pride?
Man, it was nice, man. I went to Destin, Florida, and the water was so clear. Let me show you guys a picture. I got a picture. Let me show you real quick. Let me see if I can get you a picture of the water.
That explains your suntan, right?
Let's see. Can y'all guys see this right here?
Not yet.
Y'all see that?
Oh wait,
let Chris take control. Nice.
This is the water.
The white beach of Destin. Yep.
Yeah, everything was nice. 85 degrees, 86 degrees. So
nice.
So I had a good time. I just got back like an hour ago.
Wow, because you did a video when you were there in the hotel with your wife.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. My father-in-law lives in Tampa, so we go there quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not as pretty as Destin, but it's still.
I was like this, like the Bahamas, man.
Right.
Water was warm.
And Chris goes to Florida quite a bit too, don't you, Chris?
I do. I actually go to where Pride was quite a bit.
Yeah. I'm going back. It was so nice. I rebooked. I'm going back again. And
nice. That's what you do.
It's got an infectious thing on you, man. Yeah. I tell you, I've been going there for years, and I love that place. It's a great place. I mean, it's.
Are you going back?
Awesome. What's that?
I said, when are you going back?
I will be going back in August, and then it depends on how long. It won't be at that long, but in August. But I'll be going to Alaska. Fingers crossed, Alaska in July.
You can let me know. I can link up with you now in August.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Did you end up going to McGuire's? Did you go there?
No, I did. I seen it. They had a little plane going across McGuire's $3 drink special.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, it was like 15 miles. It was like 10 miles from the hotel. I was like, man, I don't feel like going there drinking and come all the way back. I was like,
yeah, and it's a heavy traffic area.
Especially Memorial Day weekend was crazy.
If you guys like Salvador Dali, like the second biggest collection of his art in the world is in St. Petersburg, Florida. St. Pete, yeah.
Jeremy, Jeremy, you're welcome to come on and hang out. Yeah. It just said that you just got up, but I don't know what your plan is, but I'll send it to you.
I have no idea what you guys. My geography on the U.S. is
Florida.
Really
Florida.
easy.
It's all about Florida.
Okay.
All in Florida.
Most I've been in the U.S. was New York and Disneyland.
Well, Disneyland's Florida. That's Orlando, or was it?
Orlando. Yeah, there you go.
It's close by.
It's about 3 hours away. Yeah.
We've got the man, the myth, the legend entering the building as we speak.
Oh,
gentlemen. What's up, gentlemen? Pew Pew Live. Let's go, Brandon, guys. What's up, fellas?
Let's go, Brandon.
Listen, you know what I found out today?
Texas in the house.
Texas in the house. That's right. Too. What's up, yeah, man?
I'm good.
I learned today that you guys know about Apollo 13, right?
Oh yeah, I know all about Apollo 13.
So Apollo 13 couldn't land on the moon. Okay, that's the story. Just to be, not to point fingers at anybody or anything like that. But I did not know. Now my birthday is Aquarius. Okay, so I'm an Aquarius.
You have Aquarius.
Do you know what the name of the mission for Apollo 13 was? It was Aquarius. So technically, I never landed on the moon. All the Aquariuses out there, we didn't land. So okay, I believe you now, Kryptonian.
But our legend has landed on the mushroom once or twice.
But I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I was laughing at my own joke.
But and our legend has landed on the mushroom once or twice.
You love him. All right. So what you got going on, Crypto? You've been pretty damn busy. You got
been a busy day, man, for sure.
Your company is like on fire right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it usually happens about this time of the year. I get pretty busy. Companies start ramping up. They're pretty much cashing in on the budgets they prepared at the beginning of the year, end of the last quarter of last year. So ramping up for summer. Hopefully things level off, and then they start doing layoffs around Christmas. Like all companies do. No, that's typically the way it goes. But no, it's I've been pretty busy. I feel blessed. I'd rather be busy than idle.
Right, not busy at all. Yeah,
that's right. So I'll take it as it comes, of course. And so I've just been trying to manage my time in that regard. And then on top of everything that's happening in the space, right? That definitely. I've got all eyes on that as well. So. Yeah.
So you got any updates on any of your projects that you want to spill the beans right now, or anything you want? Any kind of anything we can get out of you?
I'll probably save that for a little later. But yeah, we've always got some updates, guys. We've always got some stuff going on. I mean, technically we go live on Mondays. But hey, if NR's, I don't think NR's available this evening. I know he's doing some family stuff, but I'm sure he'll text me, and if he wants me to say some stuff, I will, because
Cool.
That's what partners do, right? So I don't want to steal his thunder, because
keep it tight, keep it right.
Yeah. No, but we're still moving at a very fast pace. And we can start to talk about those things, if time permits.
It's awesome.
Sure. Yeah,
it's awesome. But just feel free at any given moment, if you have breaking news, to let me know.
Just drop the dime on us, buddy. We'll take it.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but you got anything? No.
My bag is
you ain't gotta say nothing unless you got something to say.
Yeah. Right. So
what's going on with you guys, though? I mean, what's up?
I want to get into Legendary Club. I want to see what's going on over there, because I'm just a big fan of Legendary Club. So I want to hear anything that Yamap wants to speak of. We will not, close our ears. We're all ready for you.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've seen as everybody's seen your beautiful video, Chris, that you made last week. It was really cool. Thank you for that again. I really enjoyed it. I sent it to a lot of people to have a look, because I love how you explained it, and you said so many nice things about me. So I had to.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of yours. So it makes it real easy. Plus, at the same time, you just blew me away with. I did that video, and then right after that video came out, you were listed on the Vulcan blockchain. But I was like, oh man, I got to go back and edit it.
It was good timing. Well, since your video, I'm preparing the following development. If you saw, there was a segment on the website which I named Research and Development and Acquisition. So there's a lot of funds and there's a lot of revenue which can be generated. So it's important that we utilize it, as to the benefit of everybody, especially to building on Vulcan. So one of those developments, which is already public, is the Launchpad. So that is imminent to get more information on that for everybody. For your information, I already did the mock-ups for the Launchpad on Vulcan many months ago. So when you actually see the mock-ups, they're on the white paper. You'll see that they have still the old logo of SafeUX, because they were done six months ago. So the landing page for that is done. All that it's necessary is the app, but it's not the main priority. But I am going to be releasing a series of developments, which we will be doing step by step, in order to showcase, and like I usually point out, to basically streamline the business model of Legendary Club, and to benefit, to be able to pay out everybody and the holders more often, more faster. And because at first, the whole point is to pay on every Friday before the weekend, so everybody can enjoy a lovely weekend. But moving forward, it'll be nice if everybody can get paid daily, especially with the rewards which grow as planned. So that's a bit the gist of it. So there's a lot of developments, and I've prepared a lot of videos. They're actually already all uploaded. I'm just gonna give you them one by one, not to feed you everything.
He about to blitz us with the videos again.
It sounds like you're putting a lot of work into it, so they're ready to go. You're just going to be releasing them on a timely fashion, which is smart, man. So cool. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of timing things, like listings, and I'm not going to do like 6 different GitHub pages for white papers. So
I gotcha.
it's important that I don't disclose those informations too fast, but neither too slowly. So over the next series of days, I'm going to showcase exactly what I have as priority, and then I'll just develop on them and show you guys what's the benefit of them, not only for Legendary Club, but for everybody else, because their main utility is to streamline like the business model, but everybody else can use them too, to the benefit of the Vulcan blockchain and ourselves. So voila, to give you a brief introduction about that. Small videos, not very long, just to showcase, and light papers. Light papers.
Well, I'm waiting. Come on, bring it up.
Let's see it.
Give me a day. It's timing purposes.
A day, 24 hours, a day. All right. You're the first here, one day.
One per day.
I thought you were going to slip up and be like, yeah, here it is, the world premiere.
Well, I was really waiting for everything about SGO to be out of the way, right? So now that we know the date, it's next week. So I was like, okay, well, then I have this time frame for everybody to learn more about what is it we're doing whilst we wait for the launch. And yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with Seifu, and a lot of stuff with Seifu Go. I mean, a lot of stuff in the Discord. I guess a lot of people are getting upset. A lot of people getting nervous and stuff. I mean, I still feel the way I feel. I feel like I don't agree with it, but at the same time, I believe in the project. I believe in Seifu Go. I think it's a good looking project. I see the future with that, but I'm also I think that's great. I think Seifu Go. I feel that way, but I'm really into Vulcan and stuff. So, I mean, I want to give you guys the opportunity. If you guys want to talk about any kind of feelings you have or anything that came up, like I said, I don't agree with most of it. I can't think of any of it, but my position, the way I feel, is I've always felt with anything that I've ever owned, I only lose money when I sell, and I prefer to see how this works out. And I try to stay away from get my mind cluttered with a lot of things. But I am open to any kind of conversation, respectful conversation that you guys want to have, or anybody in the chat. And if anybody wants to come on and respectfully maybe vent a little bit, but at the same time, ultimately my goal is that we talk about it and we kind of move on. I mean, if you guys feel that that's too soon to move on, or you guys agree, let me know. I'm
everybody know. I mean, the sentiment is everybody was pretty much upset today because of, I guess, the Brown Legend post where he says, Seifu's going to zero, it has no utility. Then everybody sold their bags, you know what I'm saying? And then came back, says he got rid of all the paper hands, and try to clear the room and start over fresh, get rid of the paper hands. And now we got the people, the real diehard Seifu, Seifu fans to stay aboard and kind of say, now, we got rid of all the paper hands. Now the real believers are here. Load up your bags, because Seifu Go's gonna take off in June the 3rd. But he failed to realize that the people that already sold their bags are pissed off now because they thought it was going to zero, because that's what Brian Legend said. So kind of ruffled a lot of feathers today.
I missed all the drama today because I've been working in my house and my mom's house all day. So I have no idea what's going on.
Hold on a second, Jeremy. I sent you the link in Discord.
It was hilarious. It was. I was personally laughing. Just playing the show. I mean, we've seen this multiple times. So we're like, I really invite everybody in those Discord servers to follow all of our YouTube channels, because if they watch us, they would know how common composed we are, and they should remain the same common composed. Did any of you sell?
I didn't. No.
Yeah, you see, we didn't sell.
No, I didn't sell, and I this would not be the time for me to sell. That's me. You guys do your own thing, not financial advice.
Right.
Hey, Jeremy, how you doing? Welcome to the.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy.
How you doing, guys? Thanks for letting me come in. I just got up, so Everybody's still asleep.
Yeah, so
was it like 6 in the morning over there?
Seifu Dad's comment. He left that way early. I brought it up. You should have received it by now. If you haven't, reach out to somebody in the Discord. But I think it's completely run. But I didn't mean to interrupt. Keep going. What are you talking about, Kryptonian?
Oh, I was just asking Johnny there. Is it 6 in the morning over there? I know you like to get up while everyone's sleeping. Then they're gonna want breakfast and all that. You're talking about the family, right? Is what you're talking about?
Yeah,
I think the last time, yeah.
Is he cooking eggs and bacon?
I won't get too loud. I don't want to wake anybody up, but yeah.
No, I'm in a hotel, so they're
Gotcha.
they're in the room. They're in the. We got one of these hotel suites, so they're going to do breakfast and that in there, and I've come down to a communal area on another floor, so we're wide awake here. So what have I missed, guys?
A lot of price manipulation. A lot of people upset about price manipulation, and price manipulation is wrong. It's malicious. It's unfair. It's not the way DeFi was supposed to be. I think a lot of people are upset about that, and so there were some things said. I stand by everything I said today. If you haven't heard it, check it out in Prado's Discord earlier today on the stage. Yeah. So I to me, I hear what you're saying, Pride. You know that Pride in your map. You know, I mean, it was certainly laughable, but I was laughing for different reasons. I was laughing almost because I have seen this multiple times. I think we all have, you know, and I was laughing because I could not believe it was happening real time as we were actually on the stage. And, you know, talking about, wow, I can't believe this manipulation's happening. And then it begins to happen again. What real time? That just blew my mind that it's happening. So I don't know. I mean, this is the Wild Wild West, as many would say, and many in the Discord on the stage that I was on the panel with. We had Fowler, we had Prado, we had Compliment, we had Chris was there, I believe, we had Chalk, and many listening on stage. And I don't know, man. I just don't think anybody that was listening was really okay with what happened. In fact, I don't think anybody was okay with what happened. Why? Because if you've gotten your refund today, great. You should. I mean, that's what they said it was going to happen, so that's absolutely a good thing. But what is your safety worth today?
Yeah,
Thank you, Pride. Think about the time you sacrificed when they said they hit the go button on SGO, and now that you've gotten your money back or your Seifu back, what is it worth today? Now you've got to hope and pray that it gets back up to what it was before you swapped it over. I hope it does, guys. I hope it does, and I'm sure it will. I mean, there's about a week out, I think, before that happens, right? So you never know; it may happen. I hope it does. And at the end of the day, I hope the manipulation stops because it's not cool, man. It's not cool. This is not what I signed up for. This is not what anybody signed up for, because if you guys remember, the team, Brian was supposed to be the chosen one. He was supposed to be the one to change it all. I'll show you my ID, show you what I've got. You see my face. Trust me. I believe in the community. I'm here for the community. And then this stuff happens. So it's pretty alarming to me. I just hope it stops. It needs to stop because you need us more than we need you. And I'm talking not only to the teams, but what I'm actually talking about is the influencers out there that are enabling this stuff. And you know who you are. You can say it's not happening or it doesn't matter or this is the Wild Wild West. But you know what? We can make a difference, guys. If this shit continues, sorry to curse Chris, but if this stuff continues to happen, the government's going to come in like a freaking thief in the night, like the manipulators do. And they're going to regulate exactly what we love most. And you guys know how I feel about regulation. I don't want it. But if this continues to happen, that's what's going to happen. So it's almost like it's like he's paving the way for regulation, because there will be all that needs to happen is people to start paying attention, and they are. I assure you, they're paying attention. The ones that don't need to be paying attention, the ones are waiting for this thing to continue to implode, so they can come in and save everybody. And that's what I don't want, man. I don't think anybody wants that, because once the governments come in and say, okay, I'm here to protect you from the manipulators, then we're right back to centralization. And in fact, centralization is exactly what's happening this morning. Because in the real world, in the real banking monetary system with fiat, the bankers manipulate the markets. Now we have one man doing it, and I cannot stand by and let that continue to happen. I'm going to say something every time I see it because it's wrong, it's immoral, and in my eyes, it's evil to play with people's emotions like that. Because this isn't a dollar. You have to understand, whoever's doing the manipulation, guys, whether you're a part of it or you're not, it's going from $1 to 50 cents. What's 50 cents? No, it's going from thousands of dollars to $100. That $1,000 could have been someone's, that could have been, I don't know, their rent, their light bill, their car note. I mean, anything. Part of a payment on a down house. I mean, they had it all for, a payment for a house or something. You don't know what it is. So and you take that times 1,000 people investing in this thing. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, even up to millions at some point. That's a lot of money, in my opinion, to not be laughing about and to be okay with. So that's all. That's what happened this morning with me. I was upset. I'm still bothered by it tremendously, and I have a line in the sand drawn right now. If I continue to see it, you're going to hear from me moving forward, because this is not okay with me.
Yeah,
you're inviting the governments to come in here and shut the show down, guys. And then no more DeFi. Welcome back to the government digital currency, because that's not going to happen there. But anyways, that's
I agree with what you're saying, and I do. I agree with that, and I don't think even Brian can defend his own. I think he actually had a couple things in there going, us Aussies, or one of them said something about us Aussies and stuff like that. And I understand. Okay. All right. All right. We don't want any of that stuff. We don't want that. Okay. But my whole picture is, okay, the project. How about Seifu? How about Seifu Go? What's best for the community? What are people going to do going into the future and stuff like that? And I know, I agree with you. I'm on the same page with you, but my thing is, like, I want us all to talk about it. I want us all to understand it, get our feelings out. I want to make sure people feel like they've been heard. And I just want to move on. I want to move on because bottom line is, we are here to try to do the best for our communities and our followers, the people of this blockchain and Seifu and all that kind of stuff. I want to make sure that we try to inform them as much as possible, and also give them the understanding that we're listening to them. We heard what you said. I heard it and I felt it, but I want us ultimately to move on and move forward. But Daniel has a really good. He's got a post in here. Bitcoin's at 28,000. So
and nobody manipulated, bro. That's market, right? That's fair market play right there. You like that? You like that, Prado? That's fair market right there, bro. Nobody's manipulating that shit.
Get some Bitcoin today.
Yeah, get you some Bitcoin.
Jeremy, get whatever you got, Jeremy. Just jump right in. We're all shut up to listen to you.
I've been around the crypto industry for a long time now, and I've been through many projects that are DeFi. And we want to, first off, what we want to understand is what DeFi means, and it's meant to be decentralized finance. Well, first off, ESCO is not decentralized finance, okay? Because it's run in these early stages until it's properly deployed onto the blockchain. It's definitely not DeFi. It's in control of a human being. That human being is like every other human being. Deep down, they protect themselves. They make sure that their position is good. But also, what you've got to understand that's playing out here, that yes, I 100% agree that there shouldn't be any manipulation. But unfortunately, when you have a person that leads in the front, if you like, the lead dog, if that lead dog makes a fall, whether or it makes it runs faster, that lead dog pulls the rest of the dogs along with it, and there's nothing you can do about that. That's just, Elon Musk can come out and make a tweet about Dogecoin and it can go through the roof. That's manipulation. President Biden can come out and say that we're now going to war with Russia, and that will be manipulation of the markets. So you can't say that nobody can do anything that's going to manipulate the market, especially if you're a person that's standing and all the eyes are looking at you. Now, one of the things I think that's come out from this, which is clear, I've seen it so many times, is leverage. Many people are over leveraged. I couldn't give two squiddly dits whether the price of SAFU goes up or whether it goes down. If it goes up, I make more money and I add to my Bitcoin bag, because I will take profits and I will keep some in the pot, but I will take profits and I will buy more Bitcoin. Every project I get involved in, even in my own project, is Jonnyblockchain. The profits I make out of Jonnyblockchain, and I've got another website called Zookle, I've got a hosting company, I've got a server company where we make servers for people, and we're the biggest company in Europe. Every bit of profit I make is I take a proportion of that, a percentage of that, and I put into Bitcoin, I put into other projects. So if you're over leveraged, which I believe 99% of the people that got into SAFU, they started to earn money, they got these rebases, they've earned money. Now, what they're doing is they're angry at themselves that they never took out profits. I earned an absolute fortune, in some people's terms, from SAFU, because I didn't rebase and compound, rebase and compound, rebase and compound, only to find that the rug's pulled away. And it's not Brian pulling that rug away. That was just the way the market went. It happened with Titano. It happened with, there was all these miners coming out, B&B miner and I don't know, all these miners where you could earn 3%, 5% a day. And I saw so many people lose money because they got over leveraged. They never took profits. And you must always, if anybody's learned a lesson from what this last 48 hours or 72 hours, it's been that crazy in Discord. I've even lost time of what's gone on, to be honest. But I can honestly say that I can see that people are over leveraged, and they're really pissed because they're over leveraged. So had I had 100 grand that I couldn't afford in SAFU to buy SAFU X, and it went down by 63.8%, because I've done the maths, it went down by 6%, I'd be pissed. I'd be upset. And it wouldn't be pissed and upset with Brian. I'd be upset and pissed with myself to say, how did I let myself get that over leveraged? Well, I wasn't. SAFU, for myself, I sacrificed my bag for my entire bag for Vulcan, for when that comes out, and I'm looking forward to that coming out. We've got an interesting project there. Will it fail? Will it be successful? Who knows? But really, I couldn't give a squiddly if it doesn't. It's not going to break my bank. I'm still going to have to travel like I do. I'm still going to be able to buy food. I'm still going to have to pay the mortgage and things like that. But when SAFU, I sacrificed my bag, and then I bought back in at 34 cents. I said, well, I'm going to put another bit back in because I think I like this coin. And all I did was put in a couple of grand. That's all, a couple of grand. Now, somebody might say, it's a lot of money. Okay, so if you put in $200 or you put in $20, I put in a couple of grand. The price went from 30 odd cents up to 170 something, 180 something like that. I got out at 170. I took out my grand that I put in. So now I got free money. I've got free money. So I don't give a shit what happens to free money. Excuse my French. All I want to know is that I'm going to make money with that free money. So if you can point the finger and say manipulation shouldn't happen, but you can't be in crypto, you can't be in the stock market, you cannot be anything to do with trading in any shape or form if you think manipulation is not going to happen. Of course it's going to happen. It's just what it does is when it hurts you personally and you think you've got a personal connection with the person doing the manipulation, you get angry at it. So I would say to people, if you are angry, that's okay to be angry, that's okay to vent yourself, but don't lose the bigger picture of why you're in crypto. And you're in crypto because the majority of it is decentralized. You buy Bitcoin, it's decentralized. You can't say Ethereum's decentralized because Vitaly's updating things, and there's only one true thing that's decentralized, and that's Bitcoin. The rest of it is all semi-decentralized. It's a road that's got, and everybody's putting their own cars and buses on that road, and some of those people are not great drivers. But that shouldn't be. You shouldn't be blaming. In my view, I won't blame anybody for what I do. I bought into Safu. I bought into Titano. I gave Prado and Greek literally a week ago. I said, look, there's a coin I've looked at. I think it's going to do all right. What did it do? It dumped out the gate and it's not recovered. They say they're going to do some marketing of it, blah, blah, blah. But, Greek and Pride have not come back to me and said, Jeremy, you're an arsehole. You've got thing. We put our money in. We trusted you. Blah blah blah. They understand that you take risk. You risk in crypto. You risk heavily, but you can earn heavily. So you've got to diversify your portfolio. And I'll finish on this note. When Jonnyblockchain becomes into fruition, when it comes out there and the DeFi side of it's done, the DeFi side will be DeFi. The only thing you'll need is Jonnyblockchain's robot to do the trading for you. But if you've got a bag of Safu and you sold it on the way down, you've got to be crazy, because what you're doing there is you're chasing the money, and you're going to be angry that you've lost that money. But if you hold and you wait for Jonnyblockchain to come, and you wait for the trading DEX robots to come, you will make back every penny you've lost trading Safu using a robot. Because a robot will trade, pick you a bit of profit, add that, and you'll slowly bring down your dollar cost average of everything that you've lost of this fiasco that's gone on for some people. Yeah, of course, it leaves a bitter taste in some people's mouths, and it did pee me off. But, when I step back and look at it, I thought, it's okay, it's manipulation. So what? The market's manipulated every single day, So that's my take on it. And I think if you're really, really angry at Brian, I got to say to you only one thing. Well, the door's there. You could leave and look at another project. There's thousands. I could give you a list as long as my arm. I'm in probably 200 projects that I make a passive income from. Some of them are making a couple of bucks a day. Some of them I'm making over $1,000 a day. So there's plenty of projects out there, but the key to it is to take profits. Take profits. Don't get greedy. Don't get this, thinking that you're going to be a multi-millionaire by next Thursday, because that's what most people have, that mentality. They come into crypto, they think they're going to be a millionaire by next Thursday, and it doesn't happen, and they get really, really angry about it. So stand back, take a look, take profits, don't over leverage, and you'll be fine. And Safu Go is going to be fine. People are going to make money. If you don't get in on the launch, don't worry about that, because you know what's going to happen. The price is going to start to pump up. The price will come down. Every new project, the price goes up, the price comes down. It finds its price thing like that. People that start to get the rebases, there's going to be people on the sidelines who said, well, I never bought any Safu Go and I'm missing out on those rebases. You're not, because most people, or a lot of people, I won't say most, because most of them just hang on to it, but sensible people will take that rebase and put it in their pocket until work out what they've put into it. So if they've put in $100, they say, well, I'm getting 1% a day. How many days is it going to take me to get my principal back? That's what you should be looking. Get your money out, cash it up, get your money out, cash it up. Don't look at the big long picture that if I compound and compound and compound and compound and compound, this time next year, I'm going to be a millionaire. Because it won't happen that way. Something will happen in the market. Either we'll have a bull run, or will the Americans all go to war with somebody, or Australia will go to war with somebody, or the UK will go to war with somebody. The markets will go into turmoil. Regulations will be brought in, and it will just pull away your hopes and dreams. But if you take out your profit, get your principal back. You've got your principal to play in a new project. And you're playing in this one with free money.
That sounds great.
That's my view.
It sounds great. The problem is, and I hear what you're saying, Johnny, and that makes perfect sense in a world where we can actually take profit. But people sacrificing the ESCO and the doors were closed to take profit, transfer, sell, whatever, as their Seifu was being dumped. And then in the midst of the refunds, the guy holding both bags says Seifu is going to zero. Yes. Prado says manipulation, just as you did, Johnny, that manipulation happens in all markets. Of course it does. Of course. And that's why Bitcoin was actually conceptualized. And that's why Bitcoin is here, because people were tired of those holding the bags manipulating people's money. And this is why we have decentralization with Bitcoin. Now we've got, DeFi, which is, and you're right, Johnny, it's not actually true DeFi, right? Because it is controlled. It is a contract, as it gets launched and all those things. And you're absolutely right. So, I mean, in your world, in what you're saying, not in your world, but what you're saying, your methodologies absolutely work. And I'm looking forward to your application. I'm going to use it, man, 100%, because it's going to take the emotion out for me, right? Guys, you know how I feel about emotion, but the problem is that this was manipulated, okay, real time, and it's different when it's manipulated and you have the opportunity to get the hell out of it. But when it's manipulated while your money's tied up, and all the guy has to do is press a button, and you get your coins back or your tokens back, that's one thing. And then when you get your tokens back, the price has already dropped. Unless Brian Legend is going to dump $1 million or $500,000 into Seifu, we're not going back up to about $2, about where it was before everybody started swapping. So unless Brian's going to reach into his pockets, because he's got a lot of money now from all the taxes being made. Brian made a lot of money in this last dump from 80 cents, 90 cents down to 50 cents. Let's look at that. No one wants to talk about that. Unless he's going to take that tax and he's going to dump it back into Seifu to make it whole for everybody, then for me, I would be okay. All right, everybody, game over, or not game over, reset. Let's do the ESCO thing once more. And then we can absolutely, hopefully there's no hold on selling and transferring and buying or whatever, getting out of ESCO. But I know there's absolutely going to be some sort of limitations. 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minutes. I was reading a little bit on the announcement from today from Elliot. I didn't get too deep into it, but that's just it. I mean, great. There's some limitations on how much ESCO you could buy, but what if it happens again? And you're going to say, and this is where Prado says, it won't happen again because Brian's not going to do that. Bro, you always say that. I always hear Brian's not going to do it. And he does it. Every fucking time he does it. I'm tired of it. Sorry, man. Sorry.
I just want to add a little bit if I can.
Go ahead. I'm sorry for Chris.
Yeah, well, my thing is, I agree with both what you guys are saying, but evidently, what my message to the community is not getting in there because Randall and Sky High are like roasting me in the comments for like what I said earlier. So, this whole thing, I agree with you 100%, Kryptonian. I'm right there with you. And Daniel even brought up in his live about the fact that this was wrong. He even asked Brian that he wasn't if he wasn't going to sell while all this was tied up and everything like that. And even Brian and Daniel even said that he was upset about it. I agree. I agree with you on everything that you said, but it's not getting to the community. There's nothing. I've been telling people that if you want to sell, and you're going to lose money. Okay. If you hold, it might go back up and you might maybe make your profit back, but they're not listening.
And you don't need it.
I got a question.
My thing is, I can completely understand. I agree with you, Kryptonian. All the things that you're saying, I think it's wrong, but I don't have to do this. I can end this stream right now, and this community can be on their own. Because my whole thing is, I'm concerned about the fact that people are going to lose money when they get emotional and they sell.
Yes.
Okay, I understand that. I was thinking about it too. I'm trying to say yes. All this stuff that Brian did, I don't agree with. Name all of it off. It's wrong. It's manipulation at the worst and everything like that. These were bad things. But now I'm concerned about the individual, everyday person out there with the bag that they saw, lose 60 to 70%.
That's where I'm coming from, Chris. Is that guy?
But my point is, then I get the comments that I'm like, I'm up Brian's butt and everything.
No, man, you're not.
Listen, my whole thing, I don't have to do any of this stuff. I don't have to do any of it. I'm here for the community. I want to entertain a little bit. I want to have fun. I want to learn some stuff. But if this bleeds over into like personal attacks on me,
no.
Bunch and Daniel and Kryptonian and all of us on this panel, we don't have to do this. I'm concerned about the small investor recovering. And if you don't want to listen to me, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. But that's my piece, and I'll just let you guys all get back to it.
Thanks for saying that, Chris. John, I'll let you jump in real quick. I know I interrupted you. And it was and I know why you did that, Chris, because I'm starting to see the comments come in and they're capping on you. They're capping on me. Someone said, get me a box of Kleenex, cry me a river. Yeah. Okay, Brian. I appreciate that. Go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah. So when I said take profits, I took profits before I bought Safu Go, before I took my profits from Safu, because I went in at 30 odd cents and I took out my principal plus another $200. So I was then left with a little bit of about $700 left. That's all. I wasn't going in big with this. $700 left to go and buy some Safu Go. Now, when you say that you and I understand the frustration, and I'm not defending what's happened at all in any shape or form, but I have to rationalize it, because if I look at myself as an investor, I've got, if I go down to Cryptopia, which was a New Zealand exchange, I had $120,000 on there. I lost that because they went into bankruptcy. I had $180,000 on FTX. I lost that because they went into bankruptcy. So I can't cry about that money, because that was my decision to put it on those exchanges. I've got a smaller bag now on Binance. But when you say your funds were locked up, of course they were locked up, because that's what you were doing. You were sacrificing your Safu for Safu Go. The launch, for whatever reason, whether it was a tits up or planned, doesn't matter. The thing is, your funds were now locked, you say, and you can't use them. I bought Pancake, or I had Pancake. I still got Pancake. I've got a lot of Pancake. When the price was $40 a coin, I locked it up for 5 years. 5 years, I can't touch it. It's now worth $2 or something like that. So I could go to that project and say, you've locked up my funds, you've taken away my ability to trade the market. It's nothing to do with that project. I took the decision to do that myself. I locked up my funds. You can sit on the sidelines. I'm sure if you go into the blockchain, you look at all the holders of Safu. Some of them don't even probably look at their Safu balance anymore. They've forgotten about it. Others are thinking, I don't want to get involved in Safu Go because I got burned, I think, from Safu, because I never took any profits out and I just let it rebase. I'm not going to make a move anymore. If you make a move, you've got to be prepared for the consequences yourself. You cannot then turn around and say that this person's manipulated the market and I've lost my money because of him. If you didn't put your money in there and you would have took profits like I did, you wouldn't have lost anything, because you would be playing with free money. If you didn't put in the project because you think, well, I've seen it happen time and time again, and I've seen it one too many times. Well, there's an old saying, don't keep doing the same mistake over and over again and expect to get a different result. If you believe in something and you want to risk it, you've got to determine what your risk tolerance is. Can you afford to risk everything and go in all in and lose everything if it goes tits up? But if you do lose everything and it goes tits up, you made that choice. So I made the choice to get involved with Safu Go and Vulcan because I was in Safu. Had Titan bought out the same type of program, I'd have probably gone with Titan. I'm in Pulse Chain. I sacrificed 2.5 years ago to get Pulse Chain. At the moment, I'm on break even. There's probably people that have bought in after me that didn't sacrifice are making more money. But the thing is, I made the choice because I thought, well, I didn't really like Richard Hart's character coming out and saying I've got the biggest diamond and I've got all these Rolex watches and this is the Prado suit that I bought, and I couldn't give two shits about that. But I could see the guy was obviously got something, and what he said about Pulse Chain, what he wanted to do for the market was he wanted to bring lower gas fees and he wanted to start everything from zero. And I bought into it, and I'm glad I bought into it. I'm now earning over $3,000 a day staking over on Pulse Chain when people like the leader of this company have turned around and bad-mouthed it and said he's just made a copy and he's giving them worthless. They're giving you people are now, there's 150 million being bridged across from Ethereum. Now there's a new bridge coming out that's going to take you from, Binance Smart Chain over to Pulse Chain. There'll be other bridges, and it will be like every other community or every other blockchain. There's a big long list of them that will all have their place to play in the market. Vulcan will have its place to play in the market. It doesn't matter what Brian does once the blockchain goes live, because there'll probably be a project that comes on there that will blow Brian's shower antics out of the water. It's all very well saying you've got these great ideas, but if he brings out a blockchain and that's deployed onto the market, that's where our money's going to be, and it will be other projects that's come on there. So don't sort of vision, get tunnel vision and be in one project. And if you're following somebody that you think is scammed you or done you a wrong one, then walk away from the table. That's the only thing
I can't walk away, Johnny, because my node is locked up because of KYC. My Vulcan is locked up because of vesting. And I hear what you say. You said that, once we go, I'm assuming you're talking about the Vulcan blockchain, which is, I believe in plan B. Okay. He is the last of the Mohicans for me. If he doesn't make this happen, then I don't know what I'm going to say, man. I don't know, because he hasn't given me any reason to believe that the blockchain isn't going to happen. Brian Legend, I'm sorry, man, but I just cannot follow you any longer. I can't get behind what you're doing, man. You're doing everything I stand against and all my principles. Okay, give me some Kleenex right now, because I'm about to show you. I'm about to go through my principles. All right. At the end of the day, show me where the liquidity is for the Vulcan blockchain. You can't. You won't. You know why? Because you don't have it. At least
you don't have to have liquidity. It's the market that makes liquidity. When Pulse Chain launched, there was not one single dime of liquidity.
I'm talking about the liquidity, the money that we sacrificed from SafeUX to over to Vulcan, right? That was supposed to be the liquidity for the blockchain. It went immediately off chain. That is extremely concerning for me. It may be locked up in a cold wallet somewhere, which would be great. And I'm glad and I will say this, when they announced the vesting, and I think everybody can agree that was a great thing, because those that are in my circle, NR and these guys and even Chris and those that are understanding that there's no way this could be sustainable unless there's some sort of investment schedule. So I'm glad we're doing the vesting. So that was smart. That was smart. Now the way things are playing out, it makes no sense to me that we have so much riding on this blockchain. The community has followed the team this far. We're at the edge now. We're at the ledge. And all we're waiting for is this blockchain to launch so we can do our part and help build this thing and push it to the moon. Okay? Go to the moon, as I would say, metaphorically, of course. But we can't do that. We can't do that. And everybody knows what that means. But we can't do that when the pilot is leaking fuel off the shuttle. He's deliberately pressing the eject fuel button every time we get lift. That's not cool, man, because it's like we're wasting our time and energy. Plan B said many months ago, he says onus. It's onus. It's on us. And I second that. In fact, I did a video I did a live and we talked about onus. Me and R did. He's absolutely right. But there's no way it could be my responsibility alone. It's also the team's responsibility. I'll do my part if they do their part. So, and I hear what you're saying, that it is personal responsibility, Johnny, 100%, man. You're not saying anything wrong. I agree with you. In fact, we're on the same page. The challenge is I invested into Vulcan because I believed in the vision and in the team. I'm a part of some projects right now that I have a team of gentlemen who have the utmost integrity, because I know these guys, right? They have the utmost integrity. And if I felt in any way that these guys would do what Brian Legend's doing right now, I would walk away from the project. In fact, I would walk away from them. In fact, I would call their asses out and be like, hey, look, you guys, you're going to hurt. You're going against my principles. I have principles that I live by that have kept me from being poor my whole life. Okay. Or until I was adulting, I can afford to make money. And they've helped me this far. They're not perfect, but they are my guidelines. And one of the first one is to do right and fear no man. And what's happened today was the last straw for me, man. This was not right this was not do right. This was do wrong and fuck and forget all men. Okay. It's what I saw today. All right. He did what he wanted to do for whatever reason. He has his methods. If he's this genius that everybody keeps calling him, this is not the genius. This isn't the guy that changes the world. This is the guy that sets the world back, because when you move people from, first of all, you're separating them from their money, and then you move them into anger. That is dangerous. It's dangerous to take someone's property and then move and leave them in anger. That is not a culture that you want to cultivate, because it's not good for, obviously, the project Vulcan. And this is my big thing, guys. Vulcan, I don't see if this cannot continue and Vulcan be successful. I need the team, me personally, whatever everybody else wants, I don't care what they do. But what I would like the team to say, we disavow what's been happening. This is not what we're talking. Whatever Brian Legend is doing with ESCO and Safety, that's his project. That's his thing. That's great. But Vulcan is completely different. We have the reins. Yes, he's part of the team, but we're making decisions. That's what I need to hear. Then I can get behind the Vulcan blockchain back where I was once before, because I truly believe. And especially there was a live, Johnny, I'm sure you saw it, with Nick and Fowler and Chris. Chris was standing in for Fowler, where Nick was showing the rebasing mechanism within the contract, right? Inside the blockchain and inside the protocol. I was like, boom, mind blown. I see that. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. And then we got Gamma about to launch any day now. And then this shit this morning. It's like we take 2 steps forward and Brian Legend freaking pulls us back 3. It's not cool. And I'm sorry I keep saying his name. I don't want to call him Billy the Kid now, because I'm just saying that I just need that to stop, man. There's no way I can continue to do this. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not the only one that feels this. Okay. In fact, I know I'm not the only one. But
you're not the only one in crypto, and I agree with you and everything like that. And you have very valid points, and there are a ton of people out there that feel the same way you do. And I agree with how you feel and everything. And I know, man, you and I have had tons of conversation. I respect you. I will support you to no end, and I agree with you on everything that you're saying. And the point that I'm trying to make is that this shit is never going to stop. It has been going on and going on and going on. Right. And the bottom line is, if you're in Seifu and you can get out of it at a price that you like, do it whenever you can. If you want to stay in longer, see if you get a better price and get over to Seifu, do it. But we keep having to go back, and this is all on Brian. This is all Brian, and I Plan B and Nick and them, totally different. Vulcan, I'm a big fan of Vulcan and everything like that. I'm a big fan of Plan B and all that, and I think that they are having conversations with him, and even Brian's looking back, going, "Whoa, maybe I did go a little too far here or there." I don't know. I hope as an individual he's thinking that. But at the same time, you have all valid points and everything. But what I want to do is I want to see, like, if your map could get in here and Pride, and
I'm done.
Get their things. I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just trying to say that
I'm going to sip on my wine. Right. This will calm me down. Johnny, thank you, man, for bringing in Jonnyblockchain. That's probably I'm going to tell you right now, that is my favorite Vulcan project line, even a lot more than mine that I want to bring. Okay, so because it takes the emotion out and his ability to the trading bots. I mean, and at the end of the day, I agree with what you're saying. And if I had this tool that he is creating, I would have made a lot more money thus far. So there you go. But I'll shut up now. I'm gonna drink my wine. Don't have any whiskey today. There you go.
Wine.
You know, guys, I'm just looking now at the SAFU chart. And from what I can see, I'm looking at it on PooCoin. So I can see that, the price when I went to bed was at 81 cents, and I can see that it's gone down to 47 cents. And then it went back up to 69 cents. Then it went back down to 49 cents. And then it went back up to 84 cents. And now it's trading around 59 cents. So for me, if I was looking at that chart as a trader,
you love it because of volatility.
Look at the volatility in that. So when somebody says I've lost my money, they've lost their money because they've off-ramped it. They've taken it out. I unfortunately, I could kick myself now that I haven't set up a bot on Pancake Swap trading that volatility, because I set up my bot up to take some profits at $1. I think, it's going to hit $1. So I shall take some profits, and they will be real profits because it's free money at the moment, because I've already had my profit. I've already had my principal out plus $200. So I've got another, I had $800. I've got probably about $400 left now, but I've put in a limit order on Pancake Swap to buy at the top when it goes up to $1. And then what I'll do, as soon as that executes, I'll then put in another limit order for it to drop down to, say, 60 cents. And I will see if that executes. And that's the way you can get your money back, by selling. And if anybody said to, selling, you definitely can't get your money back. If you sell if you get your bag back and you go and you say it's down 63%, I've had enough of this guy, I want out and I'm selling. Well, you're not. This guy's not SAFU. He's manipulating it, if you want to say it like that. But there's high volatility because he's pushing the price up, he's pushing it down, and that's great for any trader, and that's great for a trading bot. I just wish my bot was running.
Jeremy, I appreciate that, because that's I don't know what the comments are because I'm not even looking at them, but I appreciate you on that, and because I think you and I have a lot in common, and I enjoy our conversations that we have. But man, I tell you what, I'm trying to say the exact same thing to people, but they get the exact opposite of what I'm saying when I say it. So I hope your calm voice, your nature about you, maybe people will listen a little bit more. But
we got some breaking news.
What do you think, Brad?
We got some breaking news. You want to run the breaking news thing?
Oh yeah, I gotta open this back up. All right, what did I run the breaking news on? There he is.
We got Mathos Plan B says the time you've been waiting for has arrived. Gamma is live. Welcome to the world's first rebased in testnet. This marks a crucial milestone in our journey to create a powerful and scalable blockchain ecosystem. The Gamma testnet is now offering developers, enthusiasts, and community members a chance to explore and test the capabilities of the world's first rebased in blockchain. Surely a Medium article will be released of install instructions if you haven't done so already. Our Vault sacrifice checker is being upgraded. As part of our preparations for the mainnet launch, we will be removing the Vault sacrifice checker from our DApp. This change is aimed at optimizing the user experience and ensuring a smooth transition. In place of the Vault sacrifice checker, we will be merging this data and incorporating it into one-stop solution into our newly upgraded all-encompassing Vulcan app. You can check out the following links, but please be aware of figures noted on the app is not reflective of the final product and subject to change. This for demonstration purposes only. Note, during the testing phase, please be aware that we have accelerated the epoch interval from 900 seconds, 15 minutes, to 90 seconds for improved efficiency control. This change is specifically for testnet purposes only. From a development perspective, reducing the interval to 90 seconds is more practical as it eliminates the need to wait for 15 minutes to test the functionality being built. Okay, there you go.
You see the links? Click on those links there. Both of them are pretty well. One of the one's just the Faucet, but the second one is pretty darn nice. Oh, it's on a different one.
The app.vulcanblockchain.com, you mean?
This one right here?
Yeah, the second one down there, the app.
Yeah. I got it right here. Auto rebase, fire pit,
Firestone. It's not. We're not seeing it.
Not seeing it? Oh, let me
go. I think you just shared that one.
Let's see.
Unless you can switch it around, or you want me to take it off?
Yeah. Let's see. Talking about this one right here, right?
Yeah. This is pretty nice looking. I like it.
Auto rebase, fire pit percentage, Firestone, fixed flex.
Yeah.
Oh, you can buy, sell, and send exchange right here. That's kind of cool. Top pools.
Oh yeah.
So that's some positive news for the day.
Yeah. What about the tabs at the top? Are they working or?
There's some that are inactive.
That's you can buy UXI from Vault UXI, from Binance, Cardano, Dogecoin.
Well, I mean, he did say this is for,
just testing.
So, I mean, we don't know. I mean, what pops up and everything like that. Look at that. Looking good. I like the color scheme and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the rest of it you can look at, but at the same time, it's like, I like the way they're setting this up. So if you hit on the bars, see where the bars go to where it says UXI swap in the middle of the page. Go back to bars.
Yeah,
does it
looks nice.
This one right here?
No. The one you're back on, the Trace. I think it's Trace. Which one?
Oh, Trace.
Is that it? No. Farm or something like that. One of the other ones you stuck on. The main page. What's the main page?
This is
there
the
you
main
go.
page.
You see where it says in the middle of the page where it says UXI swap? Looks like a card in the right side of the bar.
Those will move. They're not activated.
Nice. Yeah, that's a banner.
Activated.
Banner that moves stuff.
See, I like that. I like that a lot. You can just like swipe next one. Look at the Firestorm.
They're working. Are they? Awesome.
There you go. You can actually move it.
Look at that. All right. Well.
So go to the UXI swap.
That just goes to this thing right here.
Yeah, that's cool. No, I'm glad it's there. It's What do they got in there? They got Doge, Cardano, USD Coin, Binance, Tether, UXI.
Yeah, all that might change though. I don't know if that's like what they're planning on putting up there, or that's something different. But that is fantastic. I mean, it's fantastic looking.
Click on projects.
You got to, when you're looking at this, guys, you've got to, obviously this is not correct data, but this because now I've had some experience with Pulse Chain. When this goes live, them stable coins need to come in from another chain. Everything that's going to be on here, Dogecoin or whatever coin's going to be on here, has to be bridged in. Obviously with Pulse Chain, he copied all he forked Ethereum and copied it all, but he gave every coin that was already populated, because you owned it, as a zero balance. And that's what's going to happen here. So it doesn't matter if Brian puts in no liquidity. We don't care about liquidity. What we need is the blockchain up and running. We then need a bridge that we can bring our money that's already, or our real money, if you like, into Vulcan, because Vulcan's blockchain won't have any real money until the users bring it in. You've got to bring outside, not just this community. If this blockchain's only going to work with this community, well, then it will die. It needs a lot bigger than just this community. So, I'm looking to bridge in some USTD. I also want to bridge in some DAI. I'm going to bridge in 3 stable coins to start with, because then I'm going to also start to bridge in other coins that are either on Ethereum's blockchain or on Binance's smart chain. Bridge those in as well. and then hopefully there will be some sort of pools that will be like, so if you're gonna, because if you was in, I saw people lose all their money in Pulse Chain because they thought there was a USDC there, and they thought it was a proper stable coin that was money that was the same as what it was on Ethereum's mainnet, and it wasn't. So they sold their bags thinking they were going to be millionaires, but that coin was actually worth, the stable coin had so many zeros and a one before it, so it was worthless. So when this blockchain launches, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the bridge can cope with and what's going to come into it. I don't really want to be relying on inside money that Brian's maybe going to put in, and then you've got these other projects like Drip and things like that are going to be inside ESCO. And then when ESCO then goes on to the Vulcan blockchain, well, then our ESCO coins will be worthless anyway, because they'll be on the wrong, unless you're bridging them across, and Drip's got a bridge across. If they don't bridge across, they're going to be worthless. While it's on the Binance Smart Chain, these pools that they're going to be creating and these arbitrages, and that brings back the thing is, people that saw the arbitrages, well, Safu's part of that arbitrage. But when Vulcan comes, everything we're doing off of Vulcan, if it doesn't get migrated over, which means everybody's got to migrate their coins over and see the value over there, you're going to get what's called, Chris will know about this. You're splitting the stock. The price is going to go down because people think, well, I've got Safu Go over here, and now it's lost 50 or 60% of its value. And they say, what's happened? It's gone boss-eyed. Well, no, you've just split the stock, because now half of Safu Go is sitting on a completely new blockchain, or a mirror version of it is sitting on a complete new blockchain. And so you've got to add up the two. And so I suppose I'm pre-warning people here. When Vulcan comes out, you're going to see a big drop in your funds on your Safu side, your Safu Go side of things, because that Safu Go has got to migrate over, and it can't migrate completely. There'll always be coins that are left on. There'll always be a dollar value left on there, and so until it migrates over and you start using the new platform, some people might decide to use both, because you're asking the Drip community to send all their coins over to Vulcan. They're not going to do it. They're going to keep them on Binance Smart Chain. Some of the people in Drip, for example, are not even going to get involved in it. It's going to be a small liquidity pool, and that liquidity pool can only grow if people like you and I decide to interact with it, So if you've got a liquidity pool that's got 5,000, I think he said some of them he's doing, or 10,000 he's doing, they're small. You're not going to make big bucks out of that. The interest rate will be high because there'll be such small liquidity. And so when it does launch and go over to the other side, a lot of people are going to jump up and down and start complaining they've lost a lot of money, and they're going to start saying, Brian's done it again. He's rugged us again. He's done it again, when they don't understand about the blockchain launching and the splitting of the stock, if you like. So I think it looks really exciting. There's a lot of money being spent out so far. Of course, he's made a lot of money, but programming's not cheap. I used to have a team of 6 programmers in a website that I had. We did 1.4 million in 7 days, and that programming team was costing me the best part of 60 grand a week, and they're in Russia, and that was paying them only $1,000. Now, you can't get a decent programmer. If you get a programmer like Nacho, for example, a top drawer programmer, you're not getting him for $1,000 a week. I can tell you that now, especially if he's living in a Western hemisphere. If he's living in Russia or India or something like that, you might get him. But you'll find that the top drawer programmers, are looking at 3-4 grand a week that they want, Plus, they might want some benefits where they got a stake in the company as well and things like that, you know. So programming's not cheap. Also, servers, you know, servers are not cheap. You can't put a blockchain or launch a blockchain project on a shared server from GoDaddy, you know, because you're going to get hacked and all that type of stuff. You know, obviously the blockchain at the moment is sitting on someone's server and it has to be deployed onto the internet. Now, when you deploy it, you must make sure that you're deploying it from a server that's secure, because if you don't, and it's already somebody's compromised that server, and you pay top dollar for this. I can tell you now, I've got a hosting company. If you want to look it up, 2-day host, I can tell you if you want a secure server, you're looking at $100,000 plus a week for a server that's secure, that's got no back doors, not a shared server, a dedicated server just for you that's sitting in a data center. You also need to have a mirror, because if that data center has an outage problem, you've just lost your project. You can just be hacked. Somebody can walk into that data center and shut the power down, go in on your server, do stuff, load stuff onto it, put a USB stick in there, load up some malicious software and away. But if you've got a mirror server, well, then the mirror server, you need more than one mirror server. If you've got 3 or 4 mirror servers, a bit like the blockchain, if a server goes down, the other servers won't let it come back online until they've checked what's on the server. You know, so this is no easy feat to bring out this. You bought a node. You bought a node. I bought some light nodes. I didn't buy any of the, I bought some light nodes. I didn't buy the actual node itself. But a node itself, you've got to go and set up a server. You've got to make sure that that's secure. You've got to make sure that they're wanting you to be KYC'd. I'm not sure what that's all about. What you want to make sure is that the server's not going to be able to be compromised, and it's not sitting in a data center, because really a node really should be on a dedicated server. There should be, you know, not a node server company that offer you nodes for everybody, because then you can be compromised. So you need at least, you know, 4,000 or 5,000 nodes running for it to be not compromised. The lower number you've got, there's manipulation can happen, you know, so the lower the number, so those nodes need to be upped. And so there's a lot gone into this. That's all I think there's a lot gone on to this. I don't believe that someone, if I've got this money cow and I've proved that I can do it, so I did it with Safu and I made a lot of money, I'm going to put myself in Brian's shoes. I'm not going to say what he did was right, and I'm not going to say what he did was wrong, because I take responsibility for my own actions. But if I've got a money cow like Safu, and then I bring out Safu Gold, which creates me a load of money, and I've already got the sacrifice. There's a lot of people that are really going to try to make this work for Vulcan. Why would I walk away from the table and rug everything for 2 million when I could have 100 million? You know, that's the thing, is what I think. So I agree. I don't like what's gone on, but like I don't like, I'm going to say American politics because I'm not in America. I don't like what Biden's doing with regards to crypto. I'm not on about what he's doing with things.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm on about what they're going on with what they do with crypto. I don't like what Trump thinks about crypto. I like what DeSantis thinks about crypto. I don't like our Prime Minister, what he thinks about crypto, and they want to bring out CBDCs. I like what Boris Johnson said about crypto. He owns Bitcoin. So the thing is I don't have to like Brian or dislike him. I couldn't care about Brian. I just like what the project's going to be. And I think it's interesting, and I want to be part of a new blockchain, because I've missed out on so many new blockchains in the past. I missed out on Ethereum. I missed out on Avalanche. I missed out on every one of them. Binance, you know, Binance. I'd be a millionaire if I put $200 into Binance. I'd be a millionaire if I put $200 into Ethereum when it launched and with a millionaire have put $200 into Cardano when it launched. So we got the chance here, I believe, to make a lot of money, and we'll look back at this day. We'll look back at this day and say, do you remember when all that bullshit was going on and people were bleeding and suffering? And look where we are now, because we've had the vision. Visionaries make money through having the vision to see what could come in the future. We can't tell the future. I might get the big C next week and I've only got 6 months to live. I don't know, but I live in the now. And
let's hope not. I got to learn from you, man. I got to learn some more stuff. So take care of your health and be safe.
You know,
Matt, what do you got to say, Matt?
Well, this is great timing. You know, Kryptonian, before you came on, I was just talking about how there's things that I'm going to develop on Vulcan, you know, to help us all, you know, because you look at the project list and you've heard a lot of people say how, you know, there's not a lot of projects. So I thought about it, you know, if nobody's doing it, I might as well do it myself. You know, I'm not going to wait for anybody else to do it. So one of those things, actually, which was I was going to announce this week, I prepared the video, the website's up. But in the video, which is funny, in the video, which I've already uploaded, but I didn't put it live, I actually say that if the Vulcan team comes up with a native NFT marketplace, I will step back and let them do it. So I took it upon myself to do a series of developments, and well, I'll be revealing a couple of them. I revealed the Launchpad, a zero coding Launchpad for Vulcan, which will basically, you know, for anybody who doesn't have any coding experience, he just basically with, you know, a couple clicks can launch an NFT project, and there's tutorials in each step of the way. NFT marketplace is something which goes hand in hand with a Launchpad. So when I didn't see any, I heard many months ago that there should be one, but I haven't seen it. So I got worried. And so I was like, okay, well then I'll just do it. No problem, because we're gonna need one, right? We want to be the blockchain of the people and have everything that everybody else has. So this is good. So at least that sort of gets a load of work off me.
Yeah, you know, even if they drop an NFT marketplace, maybe it's not that good. Maybe the one that you bring is better, and that's what that's good, right? So yeah, I wouldn't back off at all. I mean, they may push it out, but they've got multiple. You know, they're focusing on the blockchain, right, and a Faucet and all these things, right? But no, if you can do it better, man, do it. You know, and that would be ideal, right? We want something. I'm not saying to back off. You know, I get what you're saying though. You're going to back off, but if you need to, but I mean, I would say if you can do it better, do it, man. And I think they would welcome that at the end of the day because it comes out of the community.
Well, you see, better. I mean, what is better? Is it cheaper?
No. I would be talking about the GUI. You know, is it aesthetically pleasing to the eyes? Okay. Is it work? Is it not as buggy as, you know, maybe the one that they launched? And that's okay. You know, like Apple all the time, they'll go out and they'll buy up companies that actually launch applications, right? They'll white label it and throw it into the Apple app, and it's their app. But no, someone did it better. Apple acquired them, right? Hired, you know what I'm talking about? And the technology, whatever feature or whatever app that's out there on the App Store, Apple will snatch it up and then bring it under under their umbrella and enable it the Apple, you know, app, whatever. And there's a lot of them, you know, I could name a couple of them, but point is that could happen. So I'm just saying, don't stop because they did it. That's one thing. That's the thing, man. The fact that you're even thinking outside of the box. That's why I love this community, because with all the crap that's going on, we still have people that still want to take the ball and run with it. And that's
absolutely
that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take.
I don't care what's going on with Seifu. Like, it's there. I just hope it brings a heck load of people to all these LPs and etc. And I believe that's the vision he has, and that's what he's doing. And
that's what I thought too, right? That's what I was actually thinking.
Benjamins, baby.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know, whenever you start talking about the pairs with all the other,
about the money,
right? That's what I was thinking. He was talking about was all the pairs. However, I'm thinking, okay, and this is like just a couple of days ago. I'm like, okay, I see the macro vision here. He's trying to get people talking about Seifu, Esco, ultimately Uxie, right? And then of course Vulcan. But then what happens today is it makes no sense to me. Somebody please make it make sense. Now, can we get past this? There's only 2 ways to get past this, and I'll talk about that tomorrow. But there's only 2 ways we can get past this, okay? In my opinion. But I think, and I'm having a conversation with somebody on the Vulcan team right now, okay? And then you guys see me type in and stuff. And I'm going to tell you this. And I told him this. I said, I am pissed off about what happened this morning. It's actually been happening quite a bit. A couple of mornings I wake up and there's something else. Today was the last straw for me, okay? Because it was expected. I thought I'd wake up and actually be pretty cool. But nonetheless, I did tell him, I know that the end game is the Vulcan blockchain. That's the big picture for me. And everybody that's actually been allowing themselves to go on this journey is because of the Vulcan blockchain. We're here this is from the Seifu community. We all bought the vision, bought the dream for the Vulcan blockchain. And now we just had Gamma released, which is amazing. Thankfully, it's here. All right. But do not let it overshadow what happened this morning. Okay. Yes. Watch what the left hand's doing while the right hand's doing something else, guys. It's amazing that Gamma's here. Now, let's not let this great news today be overshadowed by something tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? So now that Gamma's here, now it's game on. Now let's talk about the Decentology and the new relaunch of that and the hackathon, right? Now that Gamma's here, now we should be moving forward with hackathon. Now I want to see some projects listed like no other. You know what I mean? Now it's about to get real, right? This is what we've been waiting for. So let's do this thing. So I absolutely I'm happy, Yamap, that you're talking about. You've got all these at least these projects that you're working on, because it's you and there's probably 20, 30 other people listening to this right now that are thinking the exact same way that you are, that they're ready to launch this thing. Gamma's here. It's game on. All right. Now there's no going back. We're here. All right. We're here. So let's do this. And after what I saw the other day with Nick and his presentation on the rebasing mechanism, I'm excited about that. It excited me. Now Gamma's here. Now let's move forward. Let's take the ball and run with it. But I just don't need no more fumbles. I mean, I can't do this, man. I can't keep having some flags thrown as I'm trying to run down the field. You know what I mean? It's not cool at all. But yeah, Gamma's here, guys. Gamma's here.
Because you might want to go to some of those comments, because you got a lot of comments we missed. A lot.
Yeah, I couldn't keep up. I actually turned them off because I was pretty much like whatever. But you got a couple
up right there.
I don't have access to the comments. So.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Yeah, you got 2 of them. You got 2.
Well, you don't click on the ones that have your name in them, Pride. So we kind of you.
No, it does not.
How did you, brother?
This is a super chat from Barry to you.
Oh, it says, remember, Legend gets free money from 25% of the SIF and has a conflict of interest from getting the volume from pumping and dumping. Return the SIF.
And then Barry followed it up with another $1.99.
Legend needs to resign and let a DAO keep a leash.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm sure Pride's like, thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, that's good. I mean, he did give up. You got to remember, guys, he did give up the SIF before, but then his whole point was they weren't doing what they supposed to be doing to keep the project afloat. So then he took the SIF back over, So, like I said, Seifu is his baby, so I don't think he's going to give up the SIF again.
You guys, I invite you guys to check it out. So you can go to the Faucet and deposit 10 Vulcan to your MetaMask wallet, and you will see you'll only receive 9.5 because that 5% tax.
The fee.
And 15 minutes later, it should rebase. So.
90 seconds later, right? This would be 90 seconds.
And I
later,
saw something about there saying that it doesn't. It's got a trust wallet issue, but then another comment came in with a screenshot saying they had no errors. So just double check how you're inputting your the blockchain on your.
This is history, and this has never been done. Have you guys seen the excitement on Nick's face? All the time he's showing it, it's insane. It's really incredible.
Yeah, they're saying that the rebases are 90 seconds.
Yeah,
90,
saying to wait 15 minutes.
Yeah. When Nick showed us the other day, it was like something like that. He was talking, and I was looking at the screen, and I was like, "Bam!" It changed. I was like, "What?"
Yeah. It's working. Oh man. Oh, this is exciting. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
I'm such a geek. I'm gonna put myself on mute.
Bob, obviously you're not happy with whatever we do, Bob. So I look, man, I don't know. Maybe it's time for you to reconsider your position. And if you don't have a position, then hit the road, man.
What's Bob doing?
I'm about tired of this stuff. We've talked about this stuff enough, and I understand people are upset. Let's move on.
I've just gone over to I've got YouTube open in the other window. I've just opened it up, and I'm looking at Bob. You know what, Bob? I want to say something to you, buddy. I want you to reach out to me because I want to help you in your crypto DeFi journey, because I can see that you're over leveraged. And I can see that you're angry, and it's the next shiny object. Well, if you're a miner in Australia and you're digging for gold, you're looking for the next shiny object, because that's where the money is. Okay, so don't let your emotions get involved and get you. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to be frustrated. But don't let that stop you from earning money in crypto, because it's changed my life, cryptocurrency. And I've lost thousands and thousands and thousands, but I've made thousands upon thousands upon thousands. The opportunity in the crypto space is just phenomenal. It really is. Don't over leverage. Take profits whenever you can, and don't get greedy. And I always say start with pizza money. I call it pizza money. Instead of you ordering that, I don't know what you've got in the US, it's maybe Domino's or something like that. But before you, Papa John's, yep.
Oh, look at this, guys. We got breaking news here. Jay, I'm sorry I got to interrupt you, but we have breaking news. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hey guys. How are you?
What's up, buddy?
Pretty exciting. Did you see? Daniel put in here that on the testnet that the rebases are 90 seconds, but that's just the testnet. I know you got tons to talk about, but
it's just so developers have a chance to actually, instead of waiting 15 minutes for each epoch to complete, which is just mind-numbingly long for a dev, it's just every 90 seconds at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Don't get all excited, everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Keep your socks on.
Looks good, man. The faucet looks good.
Yeah, everything is. I mean, like some people may have noticed that this has kind of been happening in the background for the last few days. Like obviously, we're making tweaks and stuff like that, but that's the reason we kind of hold off, is because we want the user experience to be the best possible experience from day one, because you know what Discord's like. As soon as someone sees like a little thing, it's like the earth is caving in, and but we're ridiculously ecstatic with what we've produced, and it's literally like this has never been done before. Like it is the first. So this is a first time for a testnet, and it'll be a first time for a mainnet when it goes live. So you're witnessing history live.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty pumped. So one thing I got to ask you real quick is, I know that with a Faucet, can I do 3 separate wallets? I'm kind of a fanatic about 3 wallets because
you can do whatever many wallets as you like. Okay. Like that's not a problem. It's limited to requesting a 10 vol underneath that particular wallet. So like you can't just keep stacking on that one particular wallet. That's just for, again, user experience, but you can do whatever you like. We encourage you to share it around and swap between wallets and double check the mass if you wish and everything like that. And it's all going to tie in with under Hyperverse by Decentrology's DApp starter and stuff like that in the future too. So soon we'll have all that information out so people can add Vulkan core and start actually developing on it with a click of a button. So, but yeah, in terms of Faucet, just add the testnet. It's very simple, very easy. It looks just like any other mainnet at the moment, and add some Faucet and do whatever you like. Just watch it rebase. That's the first thing I did. I just waited 90 seconds. I was like, shit, this is real, So
yeah, I'm getting all excited. I'm like, oh wait, no, this is testnet. My bad.
Yeah, there's obviously I had to put it on the post too, because the app that you see is a taste of things to come, but obviously all the numbers and figures are or hypothetical, and it's just to see what people are getting into and how the layout works and get a bit familiar with it. And as things start to become actual, like the development is finished on that, they'll be obviously then ungrayed out, and you can continue to use it as normal. But we kind of wanted that ease of access, like that one central portal location where people can go to and go, right, I'm going to view Vulkan Trace, for example, or just get familiar with it. And I think just that alone too, by the way, is absolutely massive, because you look at other blockchains. I mentioned this before. Other blockchains, congratulations, we're live. Oh shit, okay, where do I go? I look on their website. Oh, it's only developer information. It's very confusing. This is made for everybody, where it doesn't matter if you're a developer or if you're a user or a fanatic or just a person that's curious. You should be able to go to this one portal and be able to go to the path and the direction that you want to go, whether it's checking out what projects are coming, or ones that say under Skyway or grants or anything like that, to DApp starter, to literally everything. It's all in one place.
That's awesome. To me, actually, my favorite part about the website, I like the look, I like the colors, I like all that kind of stuff, and I know there's a lot of information there that's just for reference and everything. But that swiping part at the top, man, I'm a big fan.
There's a lot of work put in that.
It's awesome.
Agent Nachos and a few other people have worked on that really, really hard to kind of again make the user experience seamless. And the good thing about that carousel is that we can kind of put the information that people want to see first and be able to access it very fast, instead of headers and tabs and going down a rabbit hole of looking for things. So those will obviously be updated over time as well, and they're clickable. So you'll be open. It's like opening up album art. You'll be able to click on it and go to where you want to go, and hopefully later on we'll be able to pin things or set your favorites or do whatever you like.
It's looking really good. I love it. It's looking good. It's exciting times. I can't wait for it to come a reality. That's it. With the bridge side of things, what's the situation?
Bridges still being bridges still in development as such. What I mentioned before is that we've been working on a lot of things all at one time. So we're not just been working on one thing and then once that's done, that's just silly. We want to be as productive with our time as possible. So, come mainnet, obviously we'll hopefully have the bridge all sorted, the decks all sorted, basically everything that you need to get going. That's what we want to do. So, it's about quality, not quantity, but it is trying to get everything done, because as we've seen with say Pulse Chain and stuff, there's been a lot of stuff even then we can learn from their experience. People getting bottlenecked, people having massive gas issues, all this sort of stuff. But the way that their stuff worked is completely different to the way that our tokenomics and everything was set up in terms of pricing and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
And will you, from a developer's point of view, from my side, I mean, I'm hoping to plug Jonnyblockchain into the DEX. Is there going to be API keys available for calling prices?
Yeah, so we'll either have on this app, we'll have a dedicated section for developers, so they can retrieve all the information that they require in that portal, kind of like a more experienced section. Alternatively, like obviously we got dApp Starter, and like a lot of our key stuff is going to be in that main area as well too for developers, because it's not just about getting an API, but you might want to just like, instead of doing things manually and risk things being broken and taking more time, you could just add a port. So you might already develop everything and then just add the Vulkan core portion to that, so you can calculate rebases easily, or what part of the rebases have already been generated, and know what position in the chain you are currently. Like that's what that's for. So there should be 2 channels dedicated for that. But there's that and obviously, like, you know, we're gonna have a dedicated dev chat sort of area, and you know, when it comes to like office hours and all that sort of stuff, there's going to be dedicated support just for developers.
Cool.
Speaking of devs, Plan B, I appreciate you coming on. You know, as I mentioned, you know, I appreciate you made a meeting happen with Caitlin and the team regarding Property Flex. So now that Gamma's here, I trust you'll continue to move the ball forward for us. I hope you do. We're ready to be listed, man. So do what you got. I know you've been swamped on this, man, making this happen. So, you know, no pressure. You know, I'm just saying. But yeah, we're ready, man. We've done some things. We're going to be incorporating, and it looks like the Cayman Islands. It looks like so things that have been asked of us.
Yeah,
we're already moving forward with that.
I mean, everyone that contacts me, I always follow up and do stuff. So
yeah, 100%. So yeah, so again, thank you for that. Everything looks great with Gamma. You know, as far as what we're looking at now, we're looking forward to it. I'm ready to get my devs on it. I mean, we don't have a lot of development. It's just an NFT setup we're doing, but this is what we've been waiting for. So, you know, thanks for making it happen.
No, my pleasure. And like I said, like, you know, like this is taking up a lot of our time. There's a lot of other things that are going to take up a lot of our time and stuff. But Gamma is made basically not as a proof of concept for the general user. It's made for developers. So everything, this is the backbone of what is going to be a final product. So developers now actually can, like a hackathon can exist because now they have a tool to actually use.
Yeah,
you know, that's what something that actually has rebasing incorporated in it. So now there's no excuse. It's like literally like, well, here's the tools. And I mean, obviously we just got to wait for dApp Starter to be finalized and sorted out. Once that's done, then, you know, people can start bringing their ideas to life.
Any idea? Can you, I mean, I'm not, you don't have to give us a date, but any kind of within a few weeks, a few days of the dApp Starter going
days, live? Like days. So,
cool.
Yeah,
perfect.
Like it's not a week.
All right, you heard it here first on.
Yeah, he's like days. He's like
days.
He was answering you before you finished.
Yeah, and the thing is when he says something, it does happen. I will attest for that. You know, he's always following through.
I mean, I would have it done now, and I could wait a few days, but I'd rather just, you know, everything is ready except for that bit, like this minute. And when our terms in ready, like it's still getting done. We just need to flip it on and do the final testing purchase, like obviously like we do for anything that we deploy. But,
days is fine. That gives me days to get my devs back on payroll here. So yeah. I know we're celebrating Memorial Day here in the States, so everybody's on break right now, right? So cool. I'm excited. It's going to be a busy week for us.
Kryptonian, by the way, Nick Kelliani last week, he mentioned that all the documentation as well will be available this week, FYI. So that's really important for the devs.
Yeah, like I said, things start to snowball from this point, and you know, it wouldn't be a tech world if we don't expect roadblocks of some description in the future, like for whatever reason. But you know, we're perfectly adequate in doing that. And look at the timeline to give you an idea. Like people have said, oh, we've waited this and that. There's been a lot of changes for a start. So what was talked about in Dubai has completely 180 degrees turned to what is the product now. And I believe for the better, for the good, more sustainability, bigger, just everything is better in my opinion for that. But like, if you look at that timeline, what's been done, like we're only in, we're in May, like we just did this just before June. Like before June, a rebasing testnet in that time, like we're talking like, if it's under a year, it's ridiculous. You know, that shows how much work is being put into this. So, you know, we're tracking really well and it's strong. Like we've smashed the crap out of it.
Yeah. When Vulcan all started, I believed in the vision, and the vision was what I liked. And then with Nick the other day with his presentation that he did with Daniel, that knocked my socks off. And then this and the timing and everything like that was just another one. So I'm super pumped. I'm super excited. And I think I told Brian this previously. You guys, I'm not going to wear socks anymore, man. This just drives me crazy. They keep getting knocked off. So I'm just going barefoot from now on.
Just barefoot. The barefoot bandit. That's what
the barefoot bandit.
Well, he comes from a time in history where they didn't really even have shoes.
Be careful, Krypton. Be careful because I don't want you to be removed while the man.
I'm just saying he's up there in age, Jason, like way up there.
You guys celebrate? You have a holiday? Anything? It's just normal business down there today.
Today's just a normal day. It's just a Monday.
Shame on you.
I was going to check that, but I didn't know if you guys had some type of holiday. Our Monday here is going to be Memorial Day.
Okay. Yeah, no, we have. I mean, Australia prides itself on its public holidays. Something we used to be able to take advantage of before working in this sort of environment, and this sort of space. Like we typically work ridiculously long days, and the team is basically on call 24/7 in most instances. Like, and to having like teams in Silicon Valley, Dubai, like UK, Australia, like we're all completely different time zones. So even organizing a weekly meeting twice a week is a unique challenge on its own. But yeah, we all work our asses off. But we are a fan of a good public holiday, and you can bring up an Australian public holiday calendar. I think we always try and add more. You know, trying to set the record for the country of the most public holidays.
Yeah, I've had to deal with international type business meetings and stuff. And many times I've had to get up at 3:00 in the morning for like an hour call, like all groggy and everything. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. You guys got any questions while we're here? Anything that I'm missing that I'm not thinking about?
When's launch?
For you, 2029. For everyone else, 2023.
Second quarter or third quarter?
Well, have I said any different? I haven't said any different.
You believe
I literally say that same answer on Discord every single time. Everyone's like quarter two, and I'm like, sorry, like when's it changing? And I'm like, dude, if I get told that, you know, we're not going to meet our timelines, then I'll just say when we're not meeting that timeline. And honestly, in my opinion, quarter two, quarter three, it's like fuck all.
It doesn't matter.
It could be like,
what
if it's day one of quarter three? Is the fucking world going to catch on fire? And like, or you completely wasted? Like, in my opinion, a bull run hasn't even started.
Right, that's the problem. But
yeah, the bull run.
August, then Pride has all the bragging rights forever, right? Come on, Brian.
Stop! Don't even start again.
well, actually, I guess all I can say, Plan B, as long as we don't miss the bull run. If we miss the bull run, then there's hope.
I mean, I think if you were to look at the timeline of taking advantage of a bull run, like you're either very, very early or it hasn't started yet. Like the only reason we're getting a pump right now is because the US has tentatively agreed to like potentially, you know, continue and pump some funds into to pay some bills, you know.
Yeah,
so
I'm glad you said
I'm not that bullish. I mean, it's going to happen eventually. Like, sure, that's fine. Ideally, like if I could get this thing launched tomorrow, I would just launch it tomorrow. But it's not at that stage right now. And the simple thing is, as soon as we forecast it or we get a hiccup that's going to cause it, like, I've been the most transparent person out there, and I don't sugarcoat things. And if I say, you know, like even for example, there was something that I wanted live a few days ago. I think I wanted Gamma live like literally last week, but it took an extra week, and we didn't forecast that. We didn't expect that to happen, but even though it did happen, now we have that product, and it is a stronger product because of those bugs that we had to fix. So, you know, everything happens for a reason, and all we got to do is just get excited about this moment. Like, this is a huge achievement overall, and it gives us something to look forward to, and it's something to like positively spread the word about. And now developers have something to work with, so it's going to be a real interesting space for the future.
Terry's got to take off. See you later, Terry. Thanks
Terry.
for joining.
Guys for having me. I got to take care of my lovely wife and my daughter, and I appreciate you guys letting me be a part of this today. I'll watch the rest of this later. Okay.
Take care, buddy.
Enjoy.
Bye bye.
I know that I've asked you this before, Jason, but and I always like your answer. How do you feel about this? I mean, I like the site and everything, but how do you feel about like the personal goals that you've set? Are you satisfied? Are you happy with it? Are you going in the right direction?
It's been like the whole build has been a roller coaster of emotions. Like the amount of ups and downs I think we've had within the team it hasn't detracted us from doing it, but it's been hard. Like, we've had certain like barriers that we thought, especially like, there's a reason this hasn't been done by anybody else. It's because it's not easy, you know. Right. If it was easy, it would have been done, you know. It would have been done 2 years ago, you know. But so like our overall emotions, I think like it's kind of interesting. You don't get satisfaction unless you have to persevere through everything. If everything was easy, you wouldn't be satisfied. So right this moment, I'm satisfied for what we've done, but I'm looking forward to what's to come, because, you know, every step forward is a step in the right direction at this stage.
Yeah. Do you feel any kind of a potential hiccup or anything that you're thinking about in the near future that got
really.
you concerned or looking at?
No, I'm not concerned. Not really concerned at all. You know.
What about the Oxy sacrifice? How you guys feel about the total amount sacrificed already?
I mean, considering like the market that we're in and the community that we have, the amount of people, I think people have really like to do $1.1 million, which was honestly probably generated in the highest amount of returns days, and then kind of dribs and drabs come in as it is. That's a huge achievement in terms of that. I think Oxy is kind of undershadowed by a lot of other things that are happening. You know, if I said to you, pink sale or pancake swap would be a perfect one. If I gave you a little bit of cake for every single transaction and this is your opportunity to get it, you know, looking at it once it's done and developed X amount of years down the track, you'd be loving it, you know. So maybe it's been undershadowed, or maybe people at this stage, it's been like it's hard, because I kind of get where it's hard to kind of put your essentially your hand in your pocket to sacrifice for something when you may not fully 100% be confident that that product is going to come, or the timelines that it's going to come. So, you know, overall, those funds are going to be utilized in the correct, appropriate ways. But I think it's like overall in general, it's a huge achievement, and I think it's undervalued. But you know, Auxie is a development company of all of this stuff. You know, Vulcan is made by Auxie. So
you guys, can you talk to me about the NFT marketplace? How that's
you see the tab there?
Yeah.
So like I said, core foundation, everything in one spot, developed by us. And then obviously, like if other people do standout projects, and we'll back them to some extent. You know, we can't guarantee returns or particular things in that. Like that's people's own financial, like they have to take their own due diligence on that sort of stuff. But we exceptionally barrack for like innovation. I think that's the biggest thing. People pushing outside the square. So NFTs is definitely a market space that, you know, has kind of popped and dropped in the markets at this stage, but there's never been a rebasing NFT. Yep. Never.
And there's never been a rebasing NFT with real world assets like Property Flex. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Well, so. You know, there's that too. Exactly.
Yeah. So I think in that regard, NFTs, sorry to interrupt you, but NFTs, they do have value, right? Especially if they're tied to real value, like dirt, right?
Exactly.
So, and that's what we're trying to bring. But sorry for the interruptions, guys, but I got to go. It is Memorial Day here in the States. Yeah. I'm going to go watch some fireworks with the kiddos and the wife. I appreciate your time. Thanks for letting me be on, Chris. Plan B, thanks, man. You launched Gamma, man, like you said you would. I had a bad morning this morning, but you were leaving me with a good night, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I will see you guys on the blockchain. All right, guys. Thanks.
Take care, buddy.
And can you imagine trading Auxie with a trading robot, and it's rebasing while you're trading inside a smart contract? It's just mind blowing.
I mean, the possibilities are only limited by the people that create it. So,
yeah, exactly.
You know, the world's your oyster.
Yeah, I'm really pumped. I can't wait to. I'm just so excited. We're working due diligently to bring out our decks. We've got some exciting news coming on Tuesday on the Greek show, I think, or Wednesday. I don't know.
Greek is on Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. So
I mean, you don't want to announce that today.
I've got my news now. that I want to bring to the world. But you know,
go ahead. We're fine.
I'm going to bring it out on the Greek show.
You have the stage.
I'm really, really pumped at the moment. Everything that's going on, this emotional roller coaster, and it's going to be worth it, guys. You know, I've been in some launches for blockchains, and we just witnessed one that's come out, and it's gone through its problems, which everything will go through its problems. It's got to find its realization in the real market, and once it goes to mainnet, I'm sure Vulcan is going to have its problems, but you're going to come out the other end, and you're going to be so glad you're in on the ground level. Because you know, somebody said to me once, "Is it a good time to get into Bitcoin?" There's never a bad time or a good time to get into Bitcoin. Every time is a good time for me. And Vulcan launching its own blockchain that's rebasing, never, ever, ever, ever been done before. I don't care if you get in 2 years' time, it's still going to be a great time to get in, you know. But because you're in this position now, to get in now, then you want to, I think you need to give somebody a big cuddle and say thank you. Whoever introduced you to Vulcan, go and give them a cuddle. If you just found it by a Google search and you found somebody you watched on YouTube, you know, give them a thumbs up, give them a like, give them a cuddle.
Jeremy, you got to stop saying cuddle. That means something different in America, bro. I'm not cuddling with any of you guys.
You know,
what does cuddle mean in America?
It's like hugging each other, laying on the couch and stuff.
Yeah.
Have a little spoon with your friendly
like a little spooning. Yeah, we're not spooning, Jeremy.
Okay, so we would use. If you said I'm going to give the man a cuddle, we're going to go and buy him a beer. We're going to show him some.
I gave the UK analogy on it. You're going to scruff his head, and you're going to be like, "Well done, buddy."
Thanks, buddy. You know, give him a tap on the chin and buy him a beer. So you've done. Your team, Jason, has done has done wonders, and I can't wait to see it. I know, as I've had developers work for me for a long time, and I know it's no easy task.
Well, I mean, there's the difference, I think, honestly, with Vulkan versus like a lot of other developers on projects, is that a lot of other developers on other projects are paid to just do a job, right? I need this done. Okay, I'll create this. That's not good enough. Okay, I'll change this. We have end product. With Vulkan, like, the team lives and breathes it. Like, our developers are so excited. The reason that we have some of the best developers in this space is because they aren't necessarily driven by what other people are driven by, say financials or whatever.
Yeah,
they're driven by innovation. You know, they know that, like, they had a piece of changing the world. You know, and it's like that sort of stuff that for us we're kind of blessed with, like, that we may not have like necessarily the biggest team in the whole world, but we have some of the most emotionally invested people in the world, like in terms of they live and breathe this, and they want it to succeed, not because it's tied to their name as well in some areas and spaces, but you know, they see it as a challenge and they want to overcome it and they want to create something great. And it, like, you could consider, like, look back at, I don't know, what would be a good analogy? Like Louis Vuitton back in the day, like the kid that lived in like a war-torn country, who was poor as hell. The reason he became successful back then was because of the quality of his product, you know? So it's not about the flashiness and everything all the time. Like, sure, there's going to be the marketing aspects, you know, we've got contacts and mindsets around that can drive that in ways that hasn't been seen before as well. But it's primarily, at the end of the day, you've got to have a quality product. So it's a massive kudos to the team and the team as a whole. Like, it's not just developers. Sometimes it could be just somebody doing a more administrative role goes, hey, why don't you do this? And then the developers are like, holy shit, I didn't even think of that. You know, so it's all about working together. And I think, you know, we've proven with this that this is why we do what we've done, and why we've created such a quality, strong product so far. And it gives a taste of what's actually to come. And I think, you know, it's true, like what he said, like Kryptonian said before, or like yourself, Chris, like we're like literally here at the beginning of all of this. And one thing I've learned is I've been in the beginning of a lot of different things. I've been in the beginning of, say, Pulse Chain. I've been in the beginning of Sui. I've seen a lot of stuff be developed in front of my eyes from start to finish and be completed. But my vision on it is about the usability of it. I want it to be able to, like, somebody can just go to Vulkan.com, vulkanblockchain.com, and just start and just use it how they want to use it, whether it's interacting with a project or interacting with the chain directly, or interacting with a CEX or a DEX. We want it to be an easy, happy, positive user experience. And that's why I also am quite harsh in my words when I see abusive traits in a Discord, because people don't want to be around negative Nancy's all the time, and people don't want to be abused, whether it's for asking a question or whatever. Like, you know, if I came to your house and started screaming at you through your window, you'd tell me to rack off and call the cops. And like, you know, so that's why I kind of harp on about having respect for, I think sometimes, and I've seen it like just recently over the last 24 hours with other projects, you know, it's interesting how you can see these massive highs and everyone's cheering to the massive lows where everyone's like, I hate you, you know? And I think that comes with obviously the emotion of how much they're either emotionally or physically invested with something. That obviously plays a large part of it. With Vulkan, you know, we like to celebrate our wins such as this. So, you know, we will be celebrating this win. But that's also why we tend to be a little bit more low key in our announcements per se, or what we're doing, because, you know, we want to celebrate our wins, and, you know, we don't want to sell the hype per se. You know, we're still a little bit of hype. We've got to be excited by something.
Yeah,
but you know, we're not going to be like promising the world and delivering a peanut and then giving you an apple later. It's just way too confusing.
Yeah, you guys are everything that you have done, everything that Nick's talked about recently with Vulcan blockchain is, to me, it's over delivered, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that you're not out there, you know, hyping everything and then, you know, giving us a peanut. You know, I actually see it as we hear a little bit here and there. We talk about a few things, and then everything that you guys bring out, I'm like, well, why would you tell us about this? You know, but
well, you know, the funny thing is, like, we're actually that small right now that you can actually have a conversation with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm here right now. Yeah. If you go, like, look at big things like Binance and stuff like that, try have a conversation with CZ. Yeah, no. You're talking to, you can chat to Nick, and you can say, hey Nick, well done, that's amazing, thanks for your contribution, and he'll reply back, thanks, I appreciate it. And it's like, you don't even have that interaction with, I haven't seen that interaction with Ethereum, I haven't seen that interaction with Binance, I've
never seen it like that. Never
see it with anybody. So I think, you know, we're pushing the trend in a different direction. And although we might not say everything that everyone wants to hear, you know, like when launch and answering the question all the time, like, you're going to get the same response. It's like, at the same time, you are going to, if you raise a legitimate concern or a legitimate question or something like that, or just want to have a general conversation, we are very active with our community.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I like to call it the people's blockchain.
Well, I think it is. You know, the success doesn't ride on, of Vulcan doesn't ride on Brian, doesn't ride on myself, doesn't ride on Nick, it doesn't ride Age or Damien or anything like that. It's literally everybody. So I respect that. And this is why we're doing it. We're not, you know, this is why developers in particular also are doing it. You know, they want to create something, and they want to create something that they're proud of. And our names are tied to this. You know, we're fully docs, we're out there, we're speaking to people, and we want to deliver a super, super strong product. And it comes down to personal pride at the end of the day.
No, those are points that I like that a lot, because it's personal pride that in a situation like this, that you're going to deliver a project with personal pride. And when I see that kind of stuff, it to me, it helps me buy into the project more. Those are my buzzwords. So I'm glad you said that.
And also, if you look at, you know, the Pulse X, I mean, they had over $1 billion. Vulcan, we had what, like 35-40 million. This is very impressive in comparison.
Well, I mean, like that, and also they have like trillions in their stuff, but none of it, like, it's not worth much, or it's untapped, or you can't change it or whatever. So it really kind of shows you that money, although it can look impressive at times, doesn't necessarily give you, you can throw $1 billion at something, it doesn't necessarily give you a better product.
Thank
you. You know,
also gives us more room to grow, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. And like in Australia, there was and it's quite interesting too, because personal pride, it's amazing what you can actually achieve out of starting with something small, right? So like in Australia, there was and I don't know if it's worldwide or in America or whatever, but there's a company called Boost Juice, and they just started off with one little store that's made by a lady. You know, now it's one of the biggest franchises in Australia. It's like pretty much every single shopping center that you can go to, every single DFO and outlet and all of that sort of stuff. There's a Boost Juice everywhere, right? So it's not to say that you have to be the biggest thing out of the gate in order to be successful. That little lemonade stand, this could be Vulcan in comparison to Sui, Pulse Chain, all of that sort of stuff. You know, you're looking at in the millions versus the billions. but it doesn't. It comes down to the community, it comes down to the developers, it comes down to the leaders, it comes down to the employees. It's a joint effort.
Yeah, I just got nothing but good things to say about it. Any like important questions? I haven't seen anything in chat. Have you guys seen anything? I think people are all messing with their Faucet and watching their rebases and stuff. They're like, oh, I forgot to ask Brian or ask Jason about this.
Oh my, I've compounded it already.
Literally, you can have it live and you're just watching it grow, sort of thing. So, it's very, very exciting. So I look forward to a few other things that we plan to, obviously, what we've said in our roadmap that we're going to be incorporating soon onto this testnet. Like, this is, again, the foundation. So we've still got vaporization and all that sort of stuff to add on to it. And the next stage as well is I really look forward to supporting developers and Nick, really being involved in that space as well, because that's his bread and butter. That's his super passion, So I would expect to see a lot more kind of interactivity between developers and the chain, and it's what can I say? This is literally the biggest thing, and it's happened. It's not a smart contract. It's an actual native coin rebasing on the blockchain.
It's like we've reached the Mount Everest hill top, and now it's just all easy downhill from now on. You've been working in parallel on everything. I remember seeing that pin message you did, and you pointed out every single part of the next steps of the development that you've already been working on.
I mean, it'll take forever if we only worked on one thing, because the way developers work is that you give them tasks, then they complete the task, and it comes back to you, then you review it, test it, and analyze it, and then you submit changes, and even submitting one change can take up to a week, to kind of go through that flow path of back and forth. So, we've been working on a lot of stuff, and another example is the app. It showcases what we've been working on as well. And although it may be fudgy numbers here and there and like grayed out areas and stuff, it shows that, this is what to expect. This is what we've been doing. So very, very excited.
Well, I mean, it's right there. It's a product. I mean, you see it. And I understand that some things are grayed out and everything. It's be exciting to see when those things come live and everything like that. But
it's a real utility, and the other real utilities are going to be things that are made for it, whether it's Jonnyblockchain, whether it's be any other tokens or coins or property stuff or anything like that. That's the true utility is what people make of it.
Yeah, so fantastic work. So the next step's what you're talking about. So it's pretty much getting with the developers, and so now is the time for developers to get in and working with them.
Developers haven't stopped. Developers haven't stopped. I think a couple of minutes to cheer and go yay, and then it's kind of like we're just on to the next thing. We've got a meeting in 2 hours our time, with the dev team, to go through what we're doing next and the timelines in which we are achieving it, just like we do week on, week out. So it's still another working day, but it's something to celebrate. So you can mark this in your calendar in Australia anyway. I don't know what the time date is in the US. It might be still the 28th, 29th of May.
Yeah, it's the 28th at 9 Eastern Standard Time.
The 29th here. And it's a huge, massive tick. And, it kind of stuff like this should be kind of forget about the drama that happens in channels, forget about what people say that may or may not trigger you and the emotional stuff of that. This is we came here at the start for this product. Anything else that happens in the DeFi world, whether it's people playing with chips and doing whatever, gambling, essentially. That's what it is, right? Mm-hmm. That's all gamble. This is true product. So, play and have fun in those environments. Don't let them kind of wreck you mentally, even though things change. But at the end of the day, that's what a DeFi space is. A DeFi space is essentially you're walking into a casino and you're essentially throwing money around, and you can never predict the result. And Vulcan isn't a predictable result by any means. Like it's not, you know, until it's up and live and probably been running for a year or so and stuff like that. But in terms of a product, it's a predictable product. And, you know, we've stuck by our words. We've made changes, yes, for the better. But, you know, I don't foresee any changes per se now. Like in order for us to work with the developers, we have to basically have a contract in place saying we can't change things, because sometimes a change can be like a 6-month delay.
Oh yeah.
You know, so that's how that's the reason why I wouldn't expect any actual big changes, you know, on anything, because, you know, we'd be pushed out to next year if that was the case.
Yeah. Now, In Our Legend has a question here. He's asking, after Vulcan is launched, will Nick and Decentology continue to work with Uxie?
Yeah. I mean, like, so Hyperverse by Decentology is if you haven't looked into it, I'll encourage you to look into it to see what their platform is all about. But it's all about development and getting more people onto the blockchain. You know, Nick is all about NFTs and getting people involved in the NFT space. Nick is like basically one of the biggest senior advisors that we have on our whole development of everything. And we haven't just created working relationships with everyone, we've created friendships. So, you know, this is probably why we work so well together, even though at times we clash heads, especially the Aussie lingo versus the American lingo. You know, you could say an idea and we could say, oh, get fucked. And they're like, oh, that's really offensive. And we're like, what are you talking about? Like, that's our way of just like venting something for that second, and then we're over it. And then we'll go, oh, okay, well, maybe it's not so bad. You know, so we've this last year or so, we've had a ride of emotions, but, you know, we don't just work together. Like we kind of like emotionally invested in our own well-beings as well too. So, you know, I would see our team only once mainnet and we start earning some revenue, obviously happens, then, you know, we can only see our team expanding and growing as required. And we think of them all as like, you know, we all have our own personal numbers and everything like that. So we all speak to each other on a friendly basis. And, you know, like even from Brian's birthday, like Age, Damo, ourselves, we're all like, some of us are all in different states and stuff, and we all catch up and celebrate a birthday and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, you wouldn't do that generally. You just send someone an email in a normal environment.
Yeah. Now, Biz Entertainment's got another question for you here. Will the full node light node dApp be included or on its own dApp?
It's on it. From my understanding, it's on its own. So the light nodes is going to be, from the developer's words, as simple as installing a web browser. So if you want to install Chrome on your computer, it's going to be that simple for a light node. For a full node, it will be a little bit more technical. They try and make it as simple as possible, but it's going to, it's probably going to be its own space, purely because of maybe the KYC requirements for validating and all that sort of stuff. But then again, I'm not 100% sure. It could be, and it might have like a full node section in there itself. But I don't think, like, you look at the majority of full nodes, like you get 500 full nodes, you know, you could have 13, 15 million users. I don't think 13, 15 million users want to see full node sort of thing. I think that's not relevant to them. So I think maybe having their own space might be better for them, but it's not, it could be done either way. It's whatever's easier.
Now, I have a little bit of breaking news here, so I'm gonna have to. I hope you're okay with this, Plan B. We're gonna go with this real quick. The Greek has hit 8,000 subscribers today. Isn't that awesome?
There you go.
That's great. I hope he's
catching me up. He's catching me up.
500.
What'd you say, Jason? Where you at?
I said I remember when he was just a little in the hundreds.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. A lot of the people in environment kind of started off like Prado and stuff like that too, like in the hundreds. So it's cool to see.
I'm there too. I just started a little while ago, and I'm in the hundreds. So I don't know. People might be following me now. Might be like, Jason's the greatest thing to happen to my channel.
Guys, I'm gonna have to duck out.
Yeah,
the family's getting up now, so Jason's been real pleasure to be on this live stream with you, buddy, and I look forward to having a beer with you one day down under. And Chris and Pride, thanks for inviting me on. Really appreciate it, guys.
Jeremy, I learned so much from you. You come on whenever you want.
Have a good evening wherever you are in the world, or a good morning. And I'll say Saranata, yeah.
I might let you guys celebrate too. Like I've got a bit of work to do, and I've got a meeting in about an hour and a bit too. So I've got to get all that done before then. But pleasure speaking to you guys. Try to pop in where I can, and let's just take this moment to like literally forget about all the emotional drama elsewhere. Like we see waves and highs and lows and stuff, but remember the reason why we came here initially and what's happening and why this is significant for us. And it's a joint effort, because without the community, this never would have happened. And same as without our developers, it wouldn't have happened. And without people's vision, such as Brian and stuff, this never would have happened. So, you know, it's something to celebrate as a whole massive achievement. We've obviously seen fudders like try and destroy it and almost at times successfully do so. But that has only driven other areas to be even more successful. And you can only prove something by results. And this is a result. So like, it's something to celebrate, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
1,000%. I agree with you completely, Jason. I'm glad you said that. I appreciate you stopping in, talking to us, giving us some updates. I appreciate Gamma. I think it's great. I think it looks great. I'm excited. You got me pumped, but hopefully everybody else is feeling the same thing I am. And yeah, just like with Jeremy, you have anytime you want to come on Plan B, you want to discuss anything, just let me know. It was a pleasure, and I'm blessed that both of you guys were here today.
No worries, guys. Awesome. Thank you. I'll speak to you guys soon.
Take care.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Yeah, Chris, wow. I gotta wrap it up too, Motor.
I hear you. All right, you guys we'll just do some final thoughts, and then we'll head out. You guys, you map, how you feeling? What's going on?
Awesome. What can I say? I've been waiting for this day for quite some time. My timing was almost impeccable. I was just losing hope, and boom, they give it to me. So about the marketplace, I mean. So now that is something I can shelf for now. So that's awesome. I'm looking forward to see everything else. I'm going to release some cool stuff this week. I hope you guys like it. So there'll be more stuff you guys can talk about.
Well, then we'll just have you come back on. You can tell us all about it.
If you want.
That's definitely it. Pride, you had a couple of a super sticker.
Yeah, you gotta make me an admin so I can take control of your comments, buddy.
I was thinking about doing it, but then I'm like, as soon as I go off and do it, I'll end this damn thing and push the wrong button, and we'll all be like, "What happened?" I did it the other day. No, I did it the other day on Brian Daniel. So I feel bad.
Thanks everybody for the super chats, super stickers. Appreciate it. Main focus, guys, is make sure we see the bigger picture, which is, I guess, Vulcan. The big takeaway I think from today is never overinvest what you're willing to lose. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that what you invest is what you can afford to lose, because as we've seen today, a lot of stuff happened and a lot of people were upset. And like Jeremy said, a lot of people were upset because they over leveraged, they over invested, and just like I said, going forward, just make sure you guys just take that in consideration, and also make sure a key point was make sure you take profits along the way as well.
Awesome.
And Gamma's here.
Great. Did you want to read off this super chat?
Yeah, I said you can go to Faucet dot Faucet dot let me see, Faucet dot blockchain.
Yeah, it's faucet.vulcanblockchain.com.
Yeah, and then the sacrifice checker has been disabled, so you're not gonna be able to check your coins in for a while the testnet's going on. Just let you know, he did put that in announcements that the sacrifice checker has been disabled.
Okay. All right, you got that in. You got your super chats in. Anybody have anything else they want to talk about?
No, man.
Oh, here we go. We have. I did not put this.
I agree with what you said, Pride. People shouldn't be overinvested, and like Jonnyblockchain was saying earlier, like that's my take. That's how I went into Safe first of all. Like just put in whatever, and the pair is 1-to-1, right? So the dollar value shouldn't be that important to people. If they're convinced on Go, they should just look to how to get in as fast as possible, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's my take. Well, thank you for having me, Chris, and nice to see you, Pride. It was really lovely to get Gamma tonight. It's
all right, we got breaking news one more time before we leave, and I'm gonna say your goodbyes. I'll do breaking news, and then I'll do.
Yeah, Matt, like it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah,
I gotta go to the gym in the morning, you know.
Yeah, good to go. He'll be all right. This is a good one. So here we go.
Awesome. Okay.
Refund completed.
Okay.
All right, guys.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, don't say anything because I'm doing the outro right now. Take care, everybody. Glad you joined us.